Hey beer tubers! Before I start off this beer blog, I want to announce some news to you guys. I have a composition that's going to be performed here in San Francisco at 50 Mason Street, and I'll put all the information down below. But anyways, this piece, or this composition for choir that I've written, is called Beer for Choir. And it's this event where we're going to do a beer and song pairing. So if you guys are in the Bay Area, definitely come and support this. It's really awesome. Mike Caglione from Dogfish Head actually donated beer for this event. It's going to be streaming on a online radio. So definitely come if you can. I'm super excited and super happy that it got chosen. So anyways, let me go ahead and get to the beer. I'm going to be reviewing Port Brewing's Hop 15. This is a 10% super high hoppy IPA, a double or a double plus IPA, I guess you could say. And I'm really glad that they released this because Port Brewing was talking about either releasing this or the Mongo IPA, and they say either or, and I think everyone wanted both, so they ended up releasing it, both of them in 2012. I'm really glad. And this is one of my favorite double IPAs, so I'm super excited. It's been a while since I had it, so let me go ahead and open up and I'll show you how it is. Now Ryan, also known as Stumpy Joe Jr., told me way back then before I went to San Diego that there's a difference between West Coast hoppy and San Diego hoppy. And I was like, hey, I get San Diego beers here. He's like, no, it's different when you have it down here. So when I did, wow, it's crazy. Like, try going to Green Flash, and have the palate wrecker on tap. That's why they call it a palate wrecker, because it really does wreck your palate when you have it fresh down in Green Flash. But Port Brewing, same thing, their IPAs are super fresh, super good. So anyways, here's the color. The kind of color I personally like to see on a double IPA is very cloudy, murky orange, almost like yellowish orange color to it. There's quite a bit of sediment that's just sitting there, and it's almost like pulp in orange juice or in grapefruit juice that just floats around. Seems like there's quite a bit of viscosity into the beer, so that's why it's just sitting there without just settling. And it's the same with the bottle too, actually. There's quite a bit of sediment just floating around. I'm really curious to see how this is going to taste. But before that, let me check the aroma on this beer. Man, quite a bit of sweetness. There's a lot of mango to it. There's tangerine, tropical fruits. The hops aren't as fresh because it says, at least they do say when it's bottled, which is great. It says it's bottled on March 26th. So it's been a little bit over a month, but that's not too bad as long as it's taken care of. So yeah, I'm getting some hop, but it's not that much. The citrus is definitely the predominating aroma. So let me check how the beer is. So here we go. Kanpai. Oh my gosh. Yep, just what I would have guessed. It's a very, very juicy, almost syrupy double IPA. There's a lot of sweetness to this. 10% with this sweetness. I don't think I'm going to be able to sleep right away from all the sugar high. But wow. This is kind of like what America's really getting into with their hoppy beers, just some juiciness, and certain breweries are really going towards juicy and malty. Not just malty like in the heavy chewy kind, but just more juicy. And this definitely has almost kind of like an extract or juice concentrate kind of sweetness to it. So juiciness is definitely the tangerines, mango, tropical fruit, definitely getting apricot for sure. And there's some slight bitterness towards the end. But the juiciness is actually the predominant flavor in this. All the fruits that I mentioned. The hops aren't that strong actually, and I do remember the first time I had this, which was 3 years ago, that I remember it being really juicy, and I was like, wow, this is great, but the hoppiness is strong. And you know, back then I couldn't really handle 10%, so this whole bomber, I was pretty much gone by the end of the night. Now I'm just kind of like, give me another. But yeah, it's I personally right now, as my palate has been developing and now I'm just craving for San Diego hoppiness, I could use a little more hops to this. But I think for someone that's really getting into the double IPAs and not just kind of the easy to drink kind, but really diving into it, I think this is a really good beer to get into because it's not overly hoppy like you would have in when it's really, really fresh. Overly hoppy for some people. For me, I could use a little more hops to this. But yeah, it's this very, very juicy double IPA. It's really tasty. I think I'm going to have to give this a B+. It is really good. I expected it more though, because in the past years this has been really, really good. But I think the maltiness is just almost overpowering the hoppiness. There's a slight bitterness at the end where you're getting some like grass, pininess, some dirt kind of flavors because you know, you have some fresh hops. But yeah, I think it could use a little more hops to balance it out. So I'm gonna have to give it a B+. I was hoping to give it an A as I did in the past, but so far this year it's a B+. This was the Hop 15 by Port Brewing. I still do recommend it. It's really good, and if anything, try it in the following years. I'm sure it'll change. Try to get it really fresh hoppy. And also, like I said in the beginning of the video, if you are in the Bay Area, definitely come to 50 Mason Street. We're gonna have my pieces performed. They're gonna have Dogfish swag and Dogfish drinks, and we're gonna have a beer and song pairing. So anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next beer blog. Come pipe.